National Defense Authorization Act and the indefinite protection of possible American citizens. And I know your son has pointed that out, that anyone even who stores food or has ammunition, weapons, there's probably quite a few people in here that have those things. How do you feel about that?
I feel very strongly about it in a negative way. It's a horror. And if you want to pick out one of the worst things that probably has happened to us, maybe in our history, or at least in the last 100 years, it has been this type of legislation passed. This past year hasn't been good for our liberties. Back in February, one from the administration came to the Senate committee and announced that it is now American policy to assassinate American citizens without a trial. And assassinated 3 individuals right now. Now, Al-Awlaki was probably a bad guy. He was an antagonist, but they never proved he did anything. But they decided, well, we'll get him, so they bombed him. But then the next day they said, well, he had a family member that was involved too, so they assassinated several days later his son, who turned out to be barbecuing in the backyard with his cousin or nephew or something, and the guy was 16 years old. And this is American citizen, and that's why that's how we're handling justice. But now this has come up. Now the thing that my son got taken care of and got taken out, this is unreal that it was in. They wanted to do this by voice vote, and he caught on to what they were doing. If one of these suspicious characters would be caught and tried and found innocent, they could still be held without ever getting out of prison and sent to Guantanamo, even if found innocent by a court. But now the law has been changed, and it says an American citizen, if you can be qualified as being an associated forces, which means almost anything, you know, looking at a website, sending a check to somebody, or having a certain friend, just being associated with it, very, very vague. They can be arrested, and they can be denied a trial, and they can be put away for an undetermined period of time, like forever, and sent off to a military prison. Very, very dangerous. And of course, you know, not many have had to suffer the consequences, but it's the principles. It's enabling our government to do things that are very, very dangerous to our liberties. Now, some of this stuff has been going on. Our CIA and other people have done some very shady dealings, like killing dictators. Even back in Vietnam, the CIA helped kill the Diem and escalate that war. But at least they knew it was illegal, and they did it in secret. Today, they're putting it right out in front of us. They're telling us this. But you know what? You brought that subject up. You know what I'm pleased about? Is how many of you knew something about it. That is impressive, because I was very negative. I thought, oh, how am I going to get this message out? How will I do it? How will we get anybody to understand it? So unless you're very unique, I think it's just fantastic that you knew something about this and how dangerous it is, because it's incrementalism. We've lost so many of our freedoms incrementally. What about the Patriot Act? The Patriot Act was very bad. We should repeal that.
Yeah.